Hi everybody, welcome back to Crochet After Dark. Even though it's not after dark, I want to do a little tutorial to get you guys ready and going with your first steps in crochet if you haven't ever crocheted before. And so I thought first I'm going to do a video about some of the staples that you need, and then I'm going to record right after that a video showing you how to get started, how to do a chain stitch, and then how to do a double crochet into your chain stitch. The first thing though I wanted to show you was tools that you need to collect, and I missed one thing, so luckily all you're going to see today of me are my hands. You can't really see this very well. This is some people call it a notions bag. I call it my gadgets bag. It's a little bag that a friend of mine brought me from Paris, actually, and I love it. I love the kitties. I love the Eiffel Tower. I keep all sorts of stuff in here. I have a pencil. I have extra crochet hooks that I haven't put up, so I dumped them in here. And some of these things that I have laid out here also go in that bag. The first among these is a tape measure of some sort. You can see this is one that we got at DFW Fiber Fest. Just pulls out like any one. It has inches on, can't tell if that's the inches, I think that's the centimeters and millimeters, and then we got inches on the other side. It has a little cover on it, but it still has the gizmo in the middle to bring your tape back in. Sorry for the throat clearing. I've had another instance of a sore throat and it's tearing me up. You need some scissors. I have two different types out here. These are little embroidery scissors. These are sharp. They do work well on my embroidery yarn. I ordered a set of, I don't know, 6 or 10 of these from Amazon because I'm always losing scissors. And right now I can only find about 2 pair of them. So it tells you something. I bought these. One day I was out with my sister and I wanted something to work on, but I hadn't brought scissors and I hadn't brought a crochet hook with me, of all things. So we had to stop and pick these up. And so these are they're very cheap little snips you can get at Hobby Lobby. They don't cut large yarn super well, but they do cut finer, finer yarn. This last thing, you see mine came from a Woobles kit. It has the wee woobly bits in it, but what I have in mind, if I can do this without sending everything flying, I have a yarn needle. This is weird watching it over my phone like this. I've got a yarn needle, I've got some stitch markers. I even have a safety eye in there. And it's just a place where you can keep little bitty things that you may need. As you crochet, you can keep them in a little box like this. An Altoid tin works beautifully if you don't want to invest in anything like that. A Ziploc bag works beautifully also. Okay, let me move these sort of up here and out of the way. The next thing I want to talk about are the actual hooks you're going to need. I've already checked out the yarn I'm going to use to demonstrate with, and it told me that I need a 5.5 millimeter or an eye hook. Now, I think that the US, maybe a few other places, are the only ones that use the letter notations. I'll get the word out. But almost universal is the millimeters. These are all 5.5 millimeter hooks. I had to go steal 3 of them out of projects because I use them all the time. This, if you are just getting started, this is your friend right here. It's a good little workhorse. I used these for many years. Never thought, oh, I'm not going to need one of those fancy hooks. And I got older and my hands became more tender. So I like these that have a handle on them, but I'll talk about them in a minute. You can pick these up at Walmart. You can see there it says I9 5.5 millimeter. On the back side, this tells you that it is, I always say boy. Some people say boy. You can either get boy hooks or Susan Bates hooks. The difference in them comes in the way that the head is constructed, and you don't need to worry. We're not going to worry about that right now. In the future, if anybody's curious, I'll get my facts all straight and show y'all the difference between Boy and Susan Bates. You can buy these hooks individually for probably a couple of bucks, or you can buy a set. A lot of times you'll also get a crochet hook case with that. That's how I got my 2 crochet hook cases that I use most of the time, was by buying a set. And those sets usually are probably about 20 bucks. I haven't checked any of these prices. I'm speaking off the top of my head, so don't sue me if they're different. Now this hook has long been one of my favorites. I'm afraid I'm gonna have to retire it pretty soon. But you can see it also says it's a 5.5 millimeter on it. The biggest difference here is this is a steel hook just like this one, but it's placed down into this resin handle. The resin handle gives me some comfort when I hold it. It's fairly short. You can see it fits right into the palm of my hand. And I have used this one so much that, I don't know if you can see it very well, but there's a little indentation here where my thumb fits, and there's an indentation back here where my index finger rests. So when I come to this hook, it's just like whoosh, it's like an old glove that I grab hold of. Just fits beautifully. The reason I think I may have to retire this is the resin is beginning to get sticky, especially after I use it for a while and it heats up from my hand. So I may have to retire it. I bought this as a set off of Amazon. I bought it because I thought the resin handles were cute. Reason why everybody should buy their crochet hooks, right? But I found out that I like the set. I have used this 5.5 millimeter more than any other. I'm sorry that my neighbors chose this moment to decide to mow. In my neighborhood, people are yard proud. They mow literally all the time. Excuse me again. This is a dots hook from, you're not gonna be able to read it back here, but I can read it. It says We Crochet. This is from a company, I think if you go looking this up, it's crochet.com. But We Crochet, I believe, is a sister company to Knit Picks. You can probably find this set also on Knit Picks. Again, you've got the same 5.5. I'm probably going to tell y'all something wrong here. 5.5 refers to this, not to this. And I like this hook. One of the things I really like about it is this right here. I hold my hook in a knife grip. So this works beautifully for me. I've got a comfortable rest for my thumb. My index finger is back here. And you notice that this hook is longer. So it fits, it probably fits a little bit more comfortably into my hand than my favorite orange one does. But I still like that favorite orange one. So this one is becoming one of my new favorites right here. Set from We Crochet, pricier than either of the others. I want to say I probably paid $40-something probably for a set. Usually you get, I think I got 7 hooks, ranging from a 3.5 millimeter up to probably a 6 or a 6.5. Now this comes from my most expensive set. Notice I bumped that, I'm so sorry. There's a lot of difference in the size of the handles and the grips. And all of these 2 right here, the We Crochet hook and oh shoot, the name of it just flew out of my head. It's a Clover Amour hook. These are designed to be more ergonomic for people who crochet a lot. Again, there's a thumb rest there, fits more comfortably into the palm of my hand. And I have been crocheting with this one a lot. It just works beautifully. You see me scooping away there. I haven't used either of these enough to have made a finger indent back here, but I probably will make one before long. This was the priciest set, and I want to say it was probably $40 to $50. I don't know. I'd have to go look all these up. I should have done that so I could give you a better idea. But all of these hooks do the job, and it's up to you what you want to use. I use these steel hooks forever. Actually, I don't think they're made out of steel. They're made out of aluminum. They're not very heavy. They fit nicely into the hand. You see how long that is coming out there. I kind of like that. That's one thing about this hook is it's short. It just hits right inside my hand. But I like all of them. And what's weird is I find that I like them for different things I crochet. Okay, so I'm going to move these. Whoops. I love the noise that crochet hooks and notions make. And I want to look at yarn before I say goodbye to y'all tonight. Just a reminder, if you're liking what you're seeing, or if you're kind and want to help out a newbie in the world of YouTube, please subscribe and like my video. Pass a video on, share it with your friends. Excuse me. It would really help me out. I appreciate it. I do this because it's fun, but I also like to watch my numbers go up. I like to watch the numbers on the videos. So share the snot out of this video. Get other people watching it. Okay, I chose, for the purposes of this video, a very basic yarn. You see, that's what it's called. I think y'all saw this in the first video where I unboxed some stuff. Made by Premier. This is their Premier Basics yarn. It is a worsted weight yarn. It is important to always look on your ball band to get information. There's a load of information that's included here. First is when it tells you that it's a medium number 4 worsted weight yarn. You see how thick this looks here. This is what a worsted weight yarn looks like. Excuse me. This is good for making all kinds of stuff. This is great for making a blanket, for instance. Or if you're making kind of a chunky shawl, this would be a good yarn. We also get a note of how much is in this skein of yarn. You will hear some people say skein. I say skein. I don't really, I say skein based on the way we normally say an EI, so that I don't think either one is right or wrong. We have 359 yards here. Now, if I were making a blanket, I'm going to need a lot more than that, so I would need to make sure I buy all the yarn that I need at one time. We're also told that there's 7 ounces or 200 grams in this, and that this is 100% acrylic. 100% acrylic is great for a beginner because whatever you make from it, you can throw it in the washer, you can throw it in the dryer, and it's not going to shrink, it's not going to felt. If you're using a wool or a wool blend, you can never put that sucker in the dryer, with a few exceptions. Some of them you can put in the washer. Okay, I'm going to flip this on over, and this band gives us some more information. Whoops, it's going to want to roll away. It says that 2 skeins of this will make 1 scarf. So we've got 359 yards, that's 360. Oh, the math. So about 360 and 360, that would be 720. So about 720 yards, they say, would make you a scarf. These 2 blocks are also very important because they tell us what we need, what kind of either knitting needles we're going to use or what kind of crochet hook we're going to use. This information here, 4 by 4, if you're doing a swatch to see if you are getting the proper gauge, they tell us that in a 4 by 4 using US 9 or 5.5 millimeter knitting needles, we would hit that 4 by 4. Same thing over here, that 4 by 4 would be hit if we use a 5.5 millimeter or a US I9. Okay, last little bit of information here. We are told that we can machine wash, warm, and tumble dry this. This is not going to shrink. The only thing it may do that you don't like is after you've washed it a number of times, it may pill. And you've all had sweaters. I'm sure that after they've been washed several times, they begin to have the little yarn pills on them. There is, and Premier makes it, there is an anti-pilling yarn. If you're looking to make something that you think will have to be washed frequently, you might want to go for an anti-pilling yarn. And then it tells you for patterns and inspiration, go to their website. You can not only go and find free patterns there, but you can also look at the yarns that they have. Then they've got an address. Excuse me, really this is the last thing I need to tell you about. They're going to tell you what the name of the color is, and then they're going to tell you what lot it comes from, 3221. If I were going to make a blanket with this, just this color, and I know that I'm going to need oh, maybe 2,000 yards of this. I need to buy enough of this in this same dye lot if possible to make sure that I complete my project. Many companies, when you look at their yarns, you can either put in, because we don't have a lot of places these days to go and buy yarn, right? Since our Joanne closed, we just have Hobby Lobby, and the last time I went in Michael's, it was pitiful. But if you're ordering from Premier, they may have a place on their order form where you can say, please give me all of the goldenrod in the same dye lot, please. And they will do their best to give you the same dye lot. These days, a lot of times with acrylics, the dye lots don't vary a whole lot. It's when you start moving into things that have been hand dyed, or they're dyed in batches or something like that, that you really have a problem. When you're looking at wool, also you would really need to pay attention to that. Okay, so well, no, I'm not going to tell you anything else. I'll save that for when I do the video about actually stitching. I may have to do it indoors. I don't know. The sun is beginning to go down, so who knows? The light still looks pretty good. Anyway, I appreciate you hanging with me. Again, I'd like to ask you to subscribe, to like, to share if possible, and I will see y'all again tonight with a video getting you started on chain stitch and double crochet. See you then.